functions. We looked at
Call is now being recorded.
so we looked at functions. We look at all our aggregate functions. We looked at our sum, how to do our basic calculation on.
This call is now being hosted.
We looked at how
This
to do.
call is now taking notes.
Okay, thank you. We looked at how to do our basic calculation, our sum, our minimum, our maximum, and every other guy on our Excel yesterday. That was what things we did yesterday, and then we wrapped everything up with looking at conditional formatting on our Excel. And then yesterday I walked us through what conditional formatting means, and I mentioned the fact that it is what we use to actually spot thread or pattern in our data set. So we use it to have a quick highlight. You have a voluminous data set, and you want to have a quick highlight of what's happening. You want to know what's happening on it. So you want to use your conditional formatting to actually format to actually look at it. So according to our calendar, I believe that assignment that I gave yesterday, I believe that some of us will already attempting it. So I want to believe that that we are attempting it. So please, if you are not attempting it, please kindly look at the assignment and attempt it and move by with class. So in today's class, we'll be looking at something very solid. Definitely, what we're looking at after this class, and then we'll call it referencing. Call it reference. So let me pick a new sheet. So let me pick a new sheet. So let's say let's match this, and then I will put this, increase the fonts, and then I will say I'll call this one referencing. Okay. So first today we'll be looking at some rudiments. My voice is breaking. Please, is it general that my voice is breaking, or is it just please, if you guys can hear me loud and clear, please use a thumbs up. If you can hear me loud and clear, use a thumbs up. Loud and clear. Okay, fantastic. Okay, fantastic. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So that means that if my voice is breaking from your own end, is most likely your network and not mine. It's most likely your network. So please, you can just check your network all over again and we'll make our move. Okay, so I'm talking about referencing, and then for referencing, it is good to know that for your Excel there is a pattern to which we have our formulas assigned. There's a pattern to which we have our formulas assigned. And then by formula assigned, I mean that anytime we are trying to do anything, anytime we are trying to do apply formula. For example, yesterday we did a formula, and then we had values. We had values. Let's just pick random values. We have values, and then we add value over here. We add value over here also. We add value over here also. We have value over here also. We have value over here also. And then we did our alt equals to yesterday. Is that not it? And yesterday also we did our control D. Control D, or we drag down. In fact, if we don't want to do control D, we can do what we call our dragging down. Or cancel, we drag down. When we drag down, this guy look at the formula pattern we have over here. And the truth is, the guy actually repeated the same formula over here. The truth is, it is not always like this. It is not always like this. So it is. So one thing you should understand is that Excel is very wise. Like Excel is very wise. It is wise in the sense that once you give Excel an instruction, or once you do something on Excel, it kind of replicates the pattern when you're trying to do it in another place. For example, let's we are going to do our multiplier table today, and I'll use our multiplier table to actually explain this. So, for example, I want to do my multiplication table 1. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's have this 1, 2, uh, 1, 2. So can you see that? Can you see that? Let's start with that. Can you see that immediately I pressed 1 and 2 and I dragged both and I was dragging down, Z knew that it is 1 to 12 I want to type. But then assuming I typed just one, and I dragged down, can you see that it's just 1 that is typing? So if you are good with mathematics, there's something we call AP and GP in mathematics. There's something we call AP and GP in mathematics. We call this one arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression. And then we have something called geometric progression. Arithmetics and geometric progression. So arithmetic and geometric progression is that it aims at fact that there is a kind of constant or a pattern that is between your previous your for example, you're having something small 2 6 8 dash 12. You know what is the answer for this? You already know that the difference between this and this is 2. So you want to have your 2 4 8 10 and 12 because it is a pattern. It follows a sequence. It is sequential. It is following a sequence. So now, in the same way, when you type just 1 and you are filling down, we call it fill down, you are filling down, the pattern on a Z head is the fact that you want to replicate or you want to duplicate what you have over here. Just this 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. That's what is on a Z's head. So a Z will actually follow the same pattern down. But then when you have your 1 and then you have your 2, you know, by the time you come down here and then drag down, Z has seen the difference between this one and this one to be +1. So this one +1, that's what form this. So Z will perform the same function also all the way down. So let's say we have 1 1 and 3. Let's see what that will give us. 1 and 3. Can you see? 1 and 3. 1 plus 2 3. 2 plus 2 5. 5 plus 2 7. 7 plus 2 9. 9 plus 2 11. 11 plus 2 13. Can you see? It is following that pattern because Z believes that is what you want. So we need to understand that part very well. So and it is that same pattern that Excel always follow anytime we're trying to use our formulas. For example, we have this. I will say equals to 1 times 1. You don't want to keep repeating this process, you know, because this is 12. You can say that equals to 1 times 2 equals to 1 times 3. You know, imagine somebody doing this and somebody saying, okay, you have done your 1 times 1, and the person is clicking on this and pressing on Ctrl D to feed that. Or if you don't want to even press Ctrl D, you know, and that's what you can do. Come and highlight here and then double. Can you see the black? Can you see that normally your cursor is white, but then now because it is down there, it is black. Just tap it. Can you see? Or if you don't want to go through that route, just come and here and just drag it down. Any style you are okay with, everything is filling. So now, can you see that with this, we are able to populate our formulas across all these other cells without any headache? No headache and the like. So, but then, if we are not trying to do our multi table 2 in a kind of vertical and horizontal way, like all this modern one that you have your 1. I don't know how many of us have seen that 1 1. You have your 2 here. So you have your multiplication table here, 1 to 12 or 13 or anything. Over here also, you know, we have different types of multiplication table nowadays. You know, we are now in a 2 short, and then students are getting to everything is getting advanced every day. So now, this is another pattern for multiplication table. This is another pattern for multiplication table. This is another something that we have seen in live now. So now we want to establish this kind of thing again. You are not saying equals to the same thing. This is one, one. In fact, let us make it like this. Let us make it like this. Let us fulfill all righteousness for this. 1 times 1, 2. 1 times 1, 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 2 here equals to 1 times 2 here equals to 1 times 3 here equals to 1 times 4 here equals, and then to 1 times 5 here. Can you see that? So, but then, initially what we did was that we just did the first one, and then we can do what? We can track down. So let's try and drag this one down. Can you see that something is wrong over here? How can 1 times 3 be 606 million or something like that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is 6 point something. This is 6.2 billion. 1 times 3 equals to 6.2 billion. Imagine this is what we have in real life. Just imagine how complex mathematics will look like. So it shows the fact that we have something missing over here. So, and then this will take us to what we call our referencing in mathematics in our Excel. Referencing in our Excel. So we have different types of referencing on our Excel sheet. The first one is what we call our relative referencing. Relative referencing. The second one is what we call our absolute referencing. And the last one is what we call our mixed referencing. So we have our relative referencing, we have our absolute referencing, and then also we have what we call our mixed referencing. So what is relative referencing? What is absolute referencing? And what is mixed referencing? So by default, note this. By default, your Excel follows a relative referencing. By default, your Excel follows what we call our relative referencing. And what does your relative referencing mean? Your relative referencing is as simple as what we did over here. That it is, you're about to say something. But anyway, most people don't understand Yoruba here. That let me interpret it in English. That the stone that you throw at a palm tree, now wait till that palm tree will throw back to you. I don't know if that makes any sense. The stone you throw at a tree, that is what the tree will stone you back with. So it is just a kind of eating someone, and then it will just eat back. That's basically what it means. So, and what that means is that it is garbage in, garbage out. It is garbage in, garbage out. It is whatever you give to the system that the system will give back to you. That is what your relative referencing is doing. It is whatever you give to the system that the system will give back to you. And what do we mean by that? We are coming here and we're saying equals to 1 times 2, 1. This. And then we are dragging down. This is what we call our relative referencing, because it follows the pattern that you have first highlighted. Another example, let's come back here. Let's say 1. Let's, we are living in a space now. 2. Can you see we are living in a space? 3, 4, and then 5. So let's come here. We are leaving this old guy and we are coming back to this side. Let's say 2 here. And we are leaving a space also. Let's leave a space also. 2. Let's say 4. Let's say 6. Let's say 8. I think we have already done 6, 8. So let's say 10. So let's now say we are coming over here. I was saying equals to this one multiplied by this one. Can you see the gap? Can you see the gap? So we are jumping this guy, and we are coming over here. Can you see? Jump, jump here, or jump, jump here. That's a pattern. Or jump, jump here. That's a pattern. Let's click on our enter. That is 2. By the time we start dragging down also up to this place, you will see something that it is a pattern that it is following. Let's go back to the original. Our original is showing the fact that we have something over here. Our original is showing that we have space all over here. All these guys. Can you see the distance? 1 here, 1 here. So by the time we get over here, by the time we are dragging down, because we are dragging down, it is following the same pattern. Can you see this? Skip 1. Skip 1. Skip 1. So it is following the predefined pattern. So for your relative referencing follows dogmatically, like person will not get sense. Dogmatically, the pattern for calculation that you set. It follows dogmatically, whether na mistake or whether na stupid thing or whether what na thing will not make sense or na so in go just follow him. If that guy no get sense, actually, that's the word. He no get sense because it is trusting on your sense to have sense. It is trusting your sense. In the belief, say person where they type and get sense. Like that kind of thing. When they follow person and say like this guy supposed to get sense now. So now anywhere where the guy waka, whether he waka enter bush, whether he waka enter good tree and like now, so your own waka go be. So that is what your relative reference does. So it copies someone. It is imitating someone. It is copying. So anytime you are trying to do your repetitive, if you are not so much concerned about a particular cell on your calculation, then you can go ahead with your relative referencing. The word relative, your relative. In a family, you gather day together. You just go together. That's just it. So it is as simple as that. So it is whatever pattern. Can you see that it is the pattern that will say that this guy is also following? Can you see it is the same pattern again that this guy is also following? It is the same pattern also that this guy is also following. It is the same pattern also that this guy is also following. That is how your relative referencing. That's actually how it works. So what about your misreferencing? Now let's assume that you have one cell that is very important that you want to multiply everything by. Like let's assume that let me just assume for you. You have a store right now. I want to be trying to give you my example so that you guys can relate with it in whatever business you are doing right now. Let's assume say you get shop for Onitsha market and you try use laptop like this, Excel like this, make you use this and calculate your profits we want to make for your goods. Say my box up. So let's assume say you sell shoe, you sell clothes, you dey sell wetin na dey sell again. Let's say wetin na like for that side now Okirika. When you see confirm Anambra guy, you go see confirm Okirika. What else you guys they sell for that side? What else is so much rampant? Let's say bags and the likes. Let's say you are selling bags and the likes. So let's assume that this all you have in your store, and you are trying to do some little calculation of cost of purchase. Let's say you're trying to do some calculation on cost of purchase. From a manufacturer now 6.5 I buy this thing. This one now 7.5 I buy them. This one now 2.5 jolly I buy them. Okrika now 8K original Okrika grade. Then your bags let's say your bags now 7.6. You know, this is what you have that you are selling. Now you want the reason say, I beg, make me say the reason now. Say if I buy them for this amount, how much me say if I fit put on top, we say I go make profit. That is how a businessman actually thinks. And then before you go agree how much you go put on top, you go want to know your what you call your overhead. Number one, and what you call your profit. What's your overhead? Your overhead are your cost of your transportation. Maybe when you buy them, you buy them in bulk. But then the gas put them inside motor to come here. So let's assume say the motor na maybe 25,000 naira na carry and come. All this not so cheap. I think it's 2,000. Your 25,000 naira, this and the like. You have a lot of things. You have a lot of things that is factoring into your overhead. You have a lot of things factoring into your overhead. So now you want to be able to see, okay, I don't spend this amount on top of this thing. How much me self go make as profit? Okay, let's say last say I just want to do family around everything. I want to make what we call 10% profit. I want to make what you call 10% profit on this. So now you have your profit to be here 10%. And you want to do calculation directly that, okay, let's assume that for everything I'm buying, let's assume 10% on the overhead and then 10% on the profit also. So let's say 10% overhead, 10% profit. So let's assume that. So let's say costs plus overhead. And what you want to be now with that? Cost plus overhead. So okay. So now you know that your overhead is somewhere up here. It is not beside this one like we did the other time. It is somewhere up here. It is not like this as we have this one here, we have this one over here. We have this one here, and then we have this one over here. Those ones, they are placed side by side. They are placed side by side. So, however, this one in the top here, yeah, because then let's say plus profit for this one, plus profit. So now we are trying to do a calculation that will involve this guy to multiply all these guys. So we have a constant, and then plus our variables. Your variables are your prices. So because of the fact that we have this one over here, so you can always come here and say equals to this one multiplied by this one. Can you see? And then enter. So you can still keep repeating the same thing. This one multiplied by this one, and then you get it equals to this one multiplied by this one, and you get it. But then now, this one might be easy to do back and front. Do it here, do it there. Because of the fact that what we have on the screen right now, they are just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What are on the screen right now, they are just 5. So now imagine we are now dealing with 1,000 stock in your shop. You have different kind of clothes. You have grade A clothes, you have grade B clothes, you have grade C clothes, you have woman clothes, you have man clothes, and all of them are different price. And you have to do this calculation for all the products you have in your stock. You can't be doing this one after the other. And then I'm saying this by passing that for everybody that is a businessman or a businesswoman on this call, please, you can start creating something as simple as your inventory with your Excel. Like, have the list of everything where they sell for inside your shop. Have it on an Excel sheet like this. That's one of the easiest way you can actually help yourself. Every time you buy any market, sit down with it, type everything, the name of all the markets, type them from your for Excel sheet. The price where you buy them come from that side. Put them here so that it can always guide your pricing. Anytime you're trying to do anything. So that by that time be able to have your inventory, and over time, gradually, you can build an inventory management system for yourself or for your business, so that you not need to be distorting your bad mathematics, because by the time you come over here, the system will be the one that will calculate all these guys for you. You are not the one that will do it. So the only thing you need to do is that normally, by the time you buy new market, you're supposed to sit down with the market, sort the market, the right amount, and sabi what's inside the market. So it is just that little time that you also use as you are sorting it, just be typing the name. Okay, this one I buy them for this price. This one I buy them for this price. This one I buy for this price. Nice. So now let's come back to class. So I said, if I have so many data sets over here, let's say I have so many, let's say I have so many, and it is this guy is running to hundreds or 500 or any amount, it's running to so many, and then I can't be doing all the calculations one after the other like this. So let me just use equals to random between, let's say, between 1,000 naira until today and 10,000 naira. So I want to put this one down, Control C, paste this. This is the second time I'm using this formula in your class. Anybody that has interest in the formula, you can always check it out. But then it is just for something. It's not something you are using on your day-to-day life actually. But it's something that is just random. We will look at the sheet. Look at that later. So now imagine you are now having a lot of them, and you need to be multiplying them by just this guy, just this guy. So if we follow our initial principle that just do your this like we did over here, that just drag down, like this, and we got our results. So let's go and drag down over here also and see what our results will be. Let's drag down. At least, can you see 0, 0, 0, 0? Can you see? What is wrong over now is the fact that this, just like I told you before, that is there no wise? You know, say this guy wise. Say now whatever you instruct him is whatever you instruct it, that is what it will do. Like it is following you dogmatically, just the way that it followed us while we are doing this one over here. When we enter bush, in the follow us enter bush. When we enter way, in the follow us enter way. So Excel believe that you are picking anything here, you are multiplying it by this place, by this one, and that's how we got this. Can you see? 1 year, 1 year. So by the time Excel is doing the next one, Excel is picking 1 year, 1 year. By the time you're doing the next one, can you see? Excel is picking 1 year, 1 year. But as you're doing the next one, Excel is speaking 1 year, 1 year. That is because Excel does things dogmatically. It no get sense. I don't tell you that before. It no get sense. It is depending on your sense for it to actually have a sense. So it is garbage in, garbage out. So now, what about if I want to tell this guy that, you know what? Don't follow this your style. Just multiply everything over here by just this particular stuff, by just this guy, let's call it yellow. You want to multiply anything within inside this column by just this guy. So that is what we now call our absolute referencing. So for absolute referencing, you are picking a cell that is a constant. You are performing calculation on a cell that is constant. You are performing calculation on a cell that is constant. That is constant. So you have a constant cell, whether both parties, at least one constant cell, whether both cells or just one of the cells is a constant. That is where you have your absolute referencing. And for absolute referencing, there's one guy we use for our absolute referencing. There's one guy we use for it. So that guy is what we introduce to absolute reference whatever we are trying to do. So, and what is the guy? We have our dollar sign. This guy. This guy is a change, is a change, is a game changer. This guy is a game changer. So anytime you want to reference something absolutely, that is, that stuff, it is your factor of multiplication across board, then you must introduce what we call our dollar sign. I don't know if you have seen a dollar sign on your Excel sheet, but then we'll make use of it now, even if you have not seen it before. So we are going to introduce dollar sign now on this, so that when we are dragging down, this cell will not change. All our calculation will be based on this particular cell. Anytime we are dragging down, all our calculation will be based on this particular cell. So, and I will tell you the reason why, even this is actually very, very, very good for us as once we get this. So now let's come back here and let's delete this, equals to, and let's go back, say equals to this multiplied by this. Is that not it? And this guy, our cell F37, is our game changer. Don't forget that. Your F37 is your game changer. So because this guy is our constant that we want to multiply all these guys by. So what can we do? We now do what we call our absolute referencing. Now, there are three types of referencing, like I mentioned before. I said we have relative referencing, we have absolute referencing, and then we have what we call our mixed referencing. So I will show us there's a very tiny line between mixed referencing and your absolute referencing. And then I need you guys to pay up attention so that you guys can get the gist. You know, you have to get the gist. So what absolute referencing means is that when absolute referencing, you are locking the rows and the column. Note that you are locking the row and the column. You are locking the row and the column. But when you are doing your mixed referencing, for mixed referencing and absolute referencing, you have constant in both. But when you are doing your mixed referencing, it means that you are locking either your row or your column. Now, initial knowledge is coming to place now. If you guys understand what we did in our second class, to be precise, now I think I have last time week. If you understand what we did in our previous class, when we were talking about cell, and then when we are talking about cell naming, what did we mention that comprises the name of a cell? Who can remind us? Can somebody quickly type that? What is the we mentioned that to know the name of a cell, it is comprised of two things. What are the two things that makes up the name of a cell? Is somebody here? Okay, I think somebody. Okay, let me see. Just type it inside the message. Roll and column. Fantastic. Flavor. Don't worry. Yeah. Anytime we are meeting, you are buying me a cup of what? A cup of tea, Abby, or coffee. You are not buying it anyway. Don't mind me. So yeah, fantastic one. Yeah, Flavor. So it shows that we are actually following through with class. So I mentioned earlier in the second class, to be precise, that a cell, the naming of a cell, is made up of our column name, and then row name. Now I don't need to go back so much because you guys are fantastic already. You are good. You are even learning faster than myself. So okay, so and we said that your column name are alphabets. Don't if you still remember that your column names are alphabets, and then your row names are numeric values or integer. numeric or integer. Okay, so now if we are saying that we are absolute referencing, it means we are locking the column and then the row. That is, we are locking the alphabet and the integer. But then if we are misreferencing, we are locking either the column or the row. So for example, let's assume this is cell P what? This is cell P33. This is P33. You can see the name here over here in our name box. This P33. And then let's say you want to absolute reference P33. What does it mean? You are saying if you want to absolute reference this, you are saying P33. P33. Now it is made up of two things. Number one is our column, that is column P, and then number two, our row, that is row 33. You know, those two things. So let me see if I can change the color so that we'll be able to differentiate it. So we have our P to be column, and then we have our 33 to be row. So if we want to lock this, if we want to reference this one absolutely, then we will introduce our $sign over here in front of our column. So by this, you have already locked your column. That's what it means. $sign in front of your column means that you have already locked the column. Then if you put $sign here also in front of the row, it means we have locked the row. So right now, we have locked our column and our row. So let's color this our $sign, another thing, so that we can know that they are different. So let me use this color, and the same thing over here. Let me use this color. So now, with what we have on the screen right now on this, we have locked our P33. We have locked our P33. This is your absolute referencing. But then for your relative referencing, you have your P33. If you want to lock only your row, what will you do? Only your row. Come in front of the row and put your $sign in front of it. And then this one has locked only your row. If you want to lock only your column, you do your P and then 33. This one has locked only your column. So this is the difference between your misreferencing and your absolute referencing. This is the difference between your misreferencing and your absolute. So please, I can see that some people are trying to raise up their hand. Please, if you have any question, please, you can drop it on the question page. I have my feedback and I can see all your questions that you are answering on the field. So can you throw more light on the conditional formatting assignment given yesterday? Let's see if time permits. But then I believe that if you go through the video of yesterday's class, you will have a very sound and comprehensive knowledge about it, even more than what I can do for you in class. And the video, as much as possible, we'll try to make the video available for you guys this night. So, but then please, if you have any question along the line or you want to come attend to something immediately, please use the Q&A section. I will see it immediately. Okay, so with this, we have already referenced this one absolutely, and we have referenced this one mixed, like not absolutely. We have only referenced we've only referenced our row here and then only our column over here. So now let's come back to our work over here. So now equals to this multiplied by this. What are we referencing this time around? And are we referencing it absolutely? So let me raise a pool. What do you guys think? Referencing that we're trying to do for this. So let's raise a pool. Are we which referencing are you recommending, or what do you think will work? Which referencing are you recommending? And on which cell? And on which cell? So option one, absolute referencing on cell. I'm coming on cell. I'm F37 on cell F37. F37. Option 2, same thing again, absolute referencing on cell D40. Option 3, any referencing on F37 mixed referencing on the 40. So okay, so I'm waiting for your answer. So let's launch this pool. So I've taught you guys how to look at your pool yesterday. So please, I want to see everybody. I want to see your answer. I want to see what everybody is speaking. Okay, somebody's already leading the way. Okay. So I'm waiting for others. Please, we are over 70 on this call. So please, we need good number of votes. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, let's keep it coming. I'm waiting for us. 8 people so far, 9 people so far. Are you guys in class? Please, if you're in class, I don't think this should be an issue voting. I don't think this should be an issue for voting. So please, or maybe because I'm showing the I've already reached the pool for it. So please, you can come under. You will see something like pool on your phone. So just click on the pool. You see the pool, and then just click on your answer. So, and then if you are on your phone, there is once you click on the 3 dots over here, you will see a kind of tool down there. You see a kind of tool. It is called tool. It should be the last thing you see beside reports or abuse. If you click on the tool, the first thing you see are your tools, and then you see your pool, your Q&A, and the likes over there. So please, I'm waiting for us. Okay, we have 24 so far. So okay, so with the 24 we have so far, most who are suggesting absolute referencing on cell F37. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so I think we don't need to wait so much. I think other facts say, please, you can keep your votes coming in. I will look at it later. So let's come back here. So now let's note, before you decide what your final answer will be, let's note this. This guy is our variables. This guy varies by our product. This guy is our variable. It varies by our product. We want to multiply whatever we have over here by our overhead in percentage, which is our constant. So to achieve this, we want to multiply this by this, multiply this by this, multiply this by this, multiply this by this. Everything is coming back to this guy. Now this guy, the rain now, is our star guy. Like, he's our star guy. Now him the rain. So because of that, we want to be sure that we carry this guy along absolutely throughout our calculation. So your answer for the question is that you absolute reference on cell F37. That's your answer. You absolutely reference on cell F37. So now how can we absolute reference equals to this multiplied by your F37? So now we said absolute referencing. It means that we come in front of our column, put our $sign, come in front of our row and put our $sign. Can you see that? And then click our enter. Can you see nothing is changing? That your $sign not change anything. So because we have done that already, now we can drag this one down like we have been doing before. Can drag this one down. And let's see the magic. Pow. Can you see the magic? Can you see that everything is going back to this guy? Can you see that everything is going back to this guy? Can you see? Can you see that everything is going back to this guy? no matter the calculation you are doing over here, because you have absolutely referenced this guy, it will always go back over here. So now, one of the reasons why we should go through this chart is that if by tomorrow cost of fuel increases, and you want to also increase your overhead, let's say by another 2% to 12%, you just come back here and increase this place to 12, and then click your enter. Can you see by default immediately all these calculations are done automatically? You don't need to be going back and front. If we say, oh, okay, no, I want my own overhead, my own company, my overhead is 20%. You know, we are giving quality service. We are going to put it inside a polythene bag for you. We are going to give you somebody that come and cook it for you in your house. We are going to give this, we are going to give you that. It is to your doorstep delivery and the like. And you're saying your own overhead is 30%. It's still the same process, it's the same calculation. Just come back here and change this one to 30%, and then pow. Can you see your calculation is changing at once? And that is one of the reasons why you're having your inventory in your supermarket right now on your Excel is actually very good. So if you want to increase your pricing, you don't need to be going after them one after the other to be doing this one. Yeah, how much can I add? Just put a kind of general mark. How do we even call it? General stuff that will multiply every one of them to get whatever the new price you're trying to get is. So let's return this back to say 50%. You know, fuel is now expensive, so I want to keep my own at 50%. So the same thing, that's the same thing we're going to do for our profit also, because our profit is also the same thing. You want to absolutely reference this guy over here. This is your profit. Whatever you have over here, that's now the amount where they come your own pocket with that on every of the goods. So you can say equals to this multiplied by your this. And then again, we want to reference this one absolutely. So your dollar sign, your dollar sign. Can you see that? And then click on your enter. So by the time we do that, by the time we click this one down to fill it down, can you see that? You see that it is following the same pattern. Can you see it is following the same pattern? Can you see that it is following the same pattern? It is pattern. So it is actually very simple. It's actually very simple. Just that we need to put our mind on it. We need to put our mind there so that we can get the result we are looking at. So since we have gotten this, you cannot do your total so that you can know the amount before you go to call down to your customer, because then you can do your alt equals to, if you add all these guys together. Can you see all the formulas we did yesterday? Can you see how all our formulas are playing together now? So I might want to reformat this so that I can see it very well in Naira. I can come over here and change the currency. I can change this one to currency, more functions, currency. Then let me look for my beautiful Naira. Beautiful Naira. Where's my beautiful Naira? Is my Naira not beautiful again? Anyway, so we have our beautiful Naira. So you can pick on any one of them, and then you can click on your OK, and you can see that you have your beautiful Naira over here for all these guys. You have your beautiful Naira over here for all these guys. Can you see? So you have everything set. So by the time somebody is coming, say, Sterling, my guy, how far? How much are your clicker? Sterling don't calculate. Say, okay. My bro, nothing you know, nothing. No. Sterling, you know, say if you sell them to others like that, you know, if you sell them to me like that now. So how much you go down for me? Like for me, I be your blood now. So easily you can come back there and say, okay, let's even say I want to sell it for this guy at no profit. I don't want to make any money on this. So you can just come back here and just type your 0 here, and then and you can see that all your profits will go back to 0, and you can see okay. Well, see last. You see, say I don't make any profit. Now mine too, I can give you last. You know, with that, you can easily know. How best to actually monitor things, you know, with that. Okay, after that, you can just return this guy back to. And if you see one Odogu where they come your street, it's like now Odogu with this, I beg, put out 30%. That's like, so you with just a few clicks, you can easily come up with your price and the likes. And then I know, I beg, I know say people for this, I know say people for business now, then they size people well. By the time you see the Jeep way park on your front, you know, say, ah, no, this one I'll do good. Hey, you go get better money for hand. You know, so, but then that is fine. But then that's also show us the possibilities of one of the things we can actually do with our Excel and with our data analytics, even in our business world. Even by the time you are not even saying you are even telling yourself that I don't want to work as a data analyst. I like machine learning. I like Scrum. I like virtual assistant. I like this. I like that. You know, these are things you can still use for your personal use, for your daily use. So with this, we've been able to discuss about our referencing, our absolute referencing, our misreferencing, and then our relative referencing. So your assignment for next week on referencing is the assignment I always call multiplication table. So I call the assignment multiplication table. So you have this multiplication. I will not give you this sheet this time around. Multiplication table. I will not give you this sheet. So please look at it very well. Look at how I'm doing my own. You can freestyle, you can configure it to anyhow you like it yourself. So I'm doing this for my own. I want to put all border here just to have it. And then over here, I want to do my 1, 2, and then since my computer go drum for me, I want to drag to as long as I want. Don't let me take it so far so that you guys will not be looking like this guy in a wicked man. Or why you go to carry and go 1,000. so let me just leave it at 1 to 30. So but then you can freestyle any year you like. You can do it up to 15, but then on the minimum you guys should do it up to 15. If you like can do your own up to most table 1,000. That's not a problem. So we want to do the longitudinal version of it that you can go both sides. So you can go both sides. So I will do one for you in class. So I want to take this one up to 30 also. Just my own personal preference. I'm not saying it should be your preference anyway. So I want to compact this. Yeah, I think I like this like this so that I can see everything as just a view. I can enlarge this guy up to this point. Yeah, I like my one like this. So so now what I want to do is that come over here. Multiplication table 1 equals to this one is equals to whatever is here multiplied by whatsoever that is here. So let me enlarge it for you guys so that you guys can see it. So that I will not, so that you guys can see it better. Let me just enlarge it. Let me enlarge it just for the purpose of this class. So here, what you want to do is that equals to 1 times 2. The question is that what is your constant? What is your variable over here? So this guy is your variable. This guy is your constant. This guy is your variable. This guy is your constant. And if you like also, you can make this guy your constant and make this guy your variable. Anyone way you like, and now you get him, now you do him. Anyone way you like, just rock him like that. So, but then just that, if you are making this one your variable, it's different from if you are making this one your variable. It has a different approach. So now, if we are to drag down normally like this, you know, your relative referencing, you'll be having error like we had before. So we don't want to do it like that. So I want to do my absolute referencing, which is equals to this one multiplied by this one. I want my absolute referencing to be on my column. So I'm doing here, putting here $sign and then $sign and then enter. Can you see that? And then I can see this assignment I'm giving you. It's assignment that you can finish in 2 seconds. So double click on this. Can you see that? 1 times 30 is 30. Can you see that? I've already got the answer for that. What the next one is equals to this. Then I can do this one multiplied by this one again. Can you see that? And I want to do my referencing on this guy. I want to use 2 to multiply everything I have over here. Just put your $sign here. Just put your $sign here and click on your enter. Again, I can fill it down again. Can you see? 2 times 30 is equal to 60. Can you see? I didn't make sense. You see like that? Equals to this again. Equals to this again. 2 multiplied by your 3. This is your constant again. And then put your $sign here. Put your $sign here. And then this again. And then click on this again. Can you see? 3 times 30. Can you see 90? Can you see that I'm quite on point? So that is basically your assignment actually. So do it for at least minimum of multiplication table 1 to 15, or a minimum of multiplication table 1 to 15, so that you guys should be sure that you understand what your referencing looks like, and then just it's just a play around assignment. Actually, it's just a play around. So just play around it, and then if I know that you don't have any challenge, but then if you have any challenge, you can always ask your question on inside. The reason why at times we don't answer questions on your assignment on your LMS is because of the fact that on Excel quiz, you see people asking questions about where's the recording for the class. You see people asking questions about when is the next class. I don't have access to the class, so it makes the message always kind of packed. As long as it's just a question that relates to that particular stuff, it will have been quite easier to ask. So please, maybe we have a general place, a kind of general forum that we can just ask your general question, so that we can always limit our questions on each material to the material. So I think that would make more sense. So with that, I think we now understand better what our referencing actually looks like, and then it has been a nice journey and so far. So before we call it a day, please, I don't know if you have any question, please you can start throwing your question. Okay, I think I have a question again. How did you determine your own overhead? See, now my own overhead. Now me determine now. No be you go tell me what I go do. Now my business. So anyway, just that for overhead, in real world, we have some things we look at for overhead. In real world, you have some things you look at for overhead. But then the one I did over here, now my own, I just pick them randomly. It is just my own percentage. But then if you're looking at real life, from business angle for your overhead, things that will form your overhead is your transport costs, your transport costs, and your cost of running. For example, let's say you open a shop in Onitsha market, and then inside your shop you are running on. You are running. Imagine see someone trying to join at this time of so let's say that you are running on fuel. Your fuel cost now your customer go pay them now see now why we say you go enter some shop you go know say now they pay for the AC not because of not say the price of the good actually expensive. Now the AC where you receive when you enter that place they pay for. So you have the cost of running your generator, the cost of your shop itself, it's part of your overhead. You want to split the cost of your shop also, It depends on the cost that's associated with your sales. That is what you use to build up your overhead. But then that is another class entirely. So that's a business class on its own. So not here. So that answers your question as that. So another question that I have over here, let me see quickly. Sir, what are you going to talk about the random that we used before? And yeah, let's see. In our next class, I should bring you a mathematical sheet in our next class. The sheet has a lot of formulas. I don't want to give it to you today because you guys already have 2 assignments for this week. So if I should add that one to it today, it will be another assignment because that sheet you guys will have to do the assignment. So are we by the time we are treating that sheet in class, I will talk about the random form. In fact, the sheet has the definition of the random and everything. So I'll talk about it at that particular point in time. But then it's not really needed for your journey. Emphasis on that. It is not really needed because you will not even use it at all. Because as a data analyst, you are dealing with raw facts. You are dealing with actual data, not with random numbers. I am only using a random number for you in class because I need something to practice with you in class. I need something to practice with. So just for class purpose, that is why I am using random number. It is not used in a real life scenario. So that answers that question. First, are you going to share more light on functional formatting assignment during yesterday? I've already answered this. We don't really have so much time. I could have done that, but then please watch the video recording. Yeah. How do I submit my functional formatting assignment, sir? Please, I'm having difficult opening the assignment with Excel. It opens with Google Sheets. Yeah. So yeah, the assignments that I uploaded on the LMS, it will tell you it will take you to a Google Sheet. Then you are going to download it for offline use. You are not that will download it. You are going to make a copy for yourself, download it for offline use, and then once you are done with it, go click on your submission button, and then you can easily submit. Like it is that same LMS. Just go and put it there again. You'll be able to submit. I don't have access to a student account. I don't have access to a student account right now. I could have possibly done the submission right now for you on the screen, but then I don't have access to any student account at all. So I might not really be able to demonstrate that for you on the screen. So, but then just make a copy for yourself. Favor, make a copy for yourself. Download it on your laptop. Do whatever you want to do on it. Then go back to the page and then go and drop it inside there, so that's it. But then please, in case I haven't headache with it, please let me know during the course of the week. Maybe I can quickly do a kind of quick video for you guys on how to do submit, so that you'll be able to submit before your deadline. So the video of the previous classes are they accessible? All the video for last week are already on your LMS. The only videos that you don't have available right now are the videos for yesterday and the video we have of this current class. Those are the two videos that are not available. And I am sure that latest tomorrow morning, it will be on your LMS. If not this night, latest tomorrow morning, all the videos will be complete on your LMS. Okay, that answers your question. So that's something you asked us to download, but there's something you asked us to download. How do I do it? Please, those things, don't worry about them now. When we get to the bridge, we will cross them. Don't panic about any download for now. Once you have your Excel version, you are good to go for now. Okay, so sir, can you throw more light on the assignment of today? Hey, Justina, hey, I go fight you. See this? Okay, don't worry. Watch the recording of the class, because I think I was very detailed about it, and I solved it for you guys. Maybe your network. I understand that part. But then please, just because of others also, please go through the recording of this class. I'm 100% sure. But then after going through the recording of the class and you still don't get it, please let me know. Please, you can chat any of the admin, and then whether I'm the one or another admin, I know that I will get it. So so that's not a problem. Please watch the video, sir. Please, when is the deadline for the assignment, sir? Okay, I've already told you Friday. I'll make all the assignment for this week. The deadline is on Friday, so that you guys can have ample time. Yeah, Friday. What is LMS? It is LMS, not MLS. LMS. Your LMS is your classroom page. That is where all of you are loaded. I've showed you your LMS so many times. So it's your classroom page where we always drop your assignments and every other thing. So that's your LMS. How do I open the assignment? Just click on it. Just click on it. Just click on it, classroom. This is your LMS. This is how your LMS looks like. And then, so let's say this assignment, come here, and then can you see, just click on it like this. So just click on this guy. So once you click on this guy, for people using their laptop, and then for favor that I asked this question earlier, can you see that this is how it will bring it for you guys? So you guys can open a new window. Let me see. And then definitely this guy will bring it for you guys in the Google Sheets. So let's see. Yeah. Can you imagine somebody just trying to join? Okay, maybe the person went out and came back in such a. So okay, so this is how you have it on your stuff, and then you can easily click on this download. Can you see download? So once you click on the download, it will download. Can you see? I already have it for my offline use. Can you see that, favor? So you can open this now and then start working on it. It is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. So that's how your LM assignment and every other thing works. So how do I open the assignment? I think I've already done that. Please, sir, how do I create my multiple table? I missed class due to unable join to me. Yeah, David, fantastic one. A good question. Please just make sure you watch the video of this class. I will try to make it available this night or first thing tomorrow morning so that you guys can watch it, please. Can you make a quick on how to download the stuff? I just did that right now. Okay, well, I think that answers your question. How do we upload the assignment when we are done? Just go back to that same page. Go back to that same page, and then you will see. You will see it will allow you to download to submit. Actually, I can't submit right now because this is the admin account, so that's why I can't submit right now on this. So you see what I can see from my own end is people that this thing is actually assigned to. Okay, in fact, this is a material. In fact, now I know the reason why you guys cannot submit this particular one. I know the reason why. So the mistake is that this is actually loaded as a material and not as a quiz. So you guys will not be able to do direct submission. So as long as it is something like this, you'll be able to submit it directly. So that's not a problem. That's not a problem. For this conditional formatting, I will recreate it as a quiz this time around. I will recreate this as a quiz. so that you guys can submit. So for quiz, you guys will see a link where you can actually submit easily. So that is not a problem. I'm totally lost on today's class due to unable to join the previous classes. How do I watch it? Go on your elements. This is your elements. You have all the videos. Can you see it? Class video? In fact, that's the first thing you see here. This is the day one, the introduction. This is the introduction to Excel class. These are the first two videos. By the time you're done with this, you can watch the video for yesterday and today also after that. So your videos are already on your elements. So please, you can do it to go and watch that. I got to scan it and also part of that, so I can't wait to replay. Oh, fantastic, Joy, great one. The document is downloaded as a PDF. How do I download as sheet? No, it should not download as a PDF. It should not. Maybe if you are coming to this site, to this guide, because it is not PDF, it's a sheet, so it should always be a sheet. So Ikechukwu Obi, thank you so much, great lecture, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, so I think I've answered all the questions, and then before we call it a day, so please a very quick one, please. I don't know as many of us that are on LinkedIn already. I don't know as many of us that are on LinkedIn already. You know, one of the classes we also have that I do love to have with students is about personal branding and then publicizing yourself. You know, this is a journey, and your journey, your learning journey, your journey of learning is actually a curve. And then the truth is, I always tell people that if you don't sell your market, you know, imagine all of you are in Onitsha market and somebody is selling the best clothes in the market. Like imagine it's selling the best clothes in the market, and then the person is closing his or her shop inside with herself, having the clothes inside, while others that are selling inferior clothes, they are running outside there. But my guy, I get clothes, I get this, I get that. Who do you think will make the more sales? Definitely the people that are actually reaching out. The woman that has the best clothes and is hiding herself inside the shop would not be able to sell anything. Why? Because people will not know whatever he or she is selling. So, and then I'm saying that to say that for you to do well in your career path, you have to be very visible. You have to be very visible. Like you have to be very visible, and in your visibility, you have to carry people along with your learning process. I mean, when I mean people, I mean even people that are along the journey. You know, just a quick story about myself. You know, at a point in time when I was starting out with data analytics, I always post it on my WhatsApp status, like post it on my WhatsApp status, all my graph, all my chart, all my data that was not making any sense at that particular point in time. I was always posting it. Yeah, in fact, I don't know that people were actually watching. It was maybe after a year, 2 years, somebody just came to my DM. You know, a manager in a bank, a manager in a bank. In fact, the man is already in UK right now. He just entered my DM. He said, you are not very good with this. He said, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And the likes. And he converted as a client. He approached. Why? Because he was father. He has seen me uploading those kind of things over time. And then and I have already publicized myself. I've already put myself out there, you know, even when it was not making any sense. So please, you need to start. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, or if you are not really marketing yourself yet, I know that it can be very tricky. That if you are marketing yourself already and you are not staying committed to the class to the end, then that means that your it's not really worth it. But then if you really want to challenge yourself at times, you can be sharing some things around, maybe having a post about my journey for week 1, my journey for week 2, and then, you know, after having that kind of post on your LinkedIn, on your WhatsApp and the likes, even on your LinkedIn, tag Strategic Mind Academy. So we have Strategic Mind Academic LinkedIn platform already. You know, you can go on your LinkedIn. I'm coming. Where's my own LinkedIn? You can go on your LinkedIn. Just let me refresh this. My LinkedIn has refused to open now. I don't know whether it is Mr. Sterling or somebody else that has picked, or Miss Joy that has already carried my LinkedIn away now. I don't know. Or then somebody on this call is trying to carry my LinkedIn away. So let me see. I think my LinkedIn is already coming up. Okay, yeah. So this is my own personal LinkedIn account, and then if you can see that I have already packaged myself so well on my LinkedIn account. You know, I've already packaged myself so well. So this is not LinkedIn class, but I want to show you that you can always tag Strategic Mind Academy as a collaborator on your posts. You can always have your post and then have Strategic Mind Academic as a collaborator on your posts. Let me see. Strategic Mind Academy. Can you see? Yeah, this is us on LinkedIn. So please, you can do well to follow us on LinkedIn, Strategic Mind Academy. Follow us on LinkedIn if you have a LinkedIn account, so that by the time you start also posting what your journey looks like, you start posting things you are doing, you can always just tag the Strategic Mind Academy. Of course, you can also tag myself for all your posts. You can always tag me. My name does not. It's the same everywhere. So if you tag me on your post, definitely I will react to it. If I need to comment and the likes, I will also comment, because it is a learning curve. And the truth is, we have to put ourselves out there also. And then also, while we are doing that, we have to also be and then environment like this also, you will see people that are far better than yourself, and then you will feel challenged about what they are doing so far in that space. So please, I will leave us with that. If time permits, towards the end of the class, we can discuss about personal branding and how to package yourself and the likes later on. And like, so please, thank you so much for today. I think I've been able to answer all questions, and we've been able to trash so many things we need to trash in our class today. So thank you so much. Okay, bye for now, guys.